Hello, everybody. I'm very thrilled as you guys have joined us today in this webinar, and I would like to welcome you all. I'm Jeel Modi, host at GravityWrite, and I'm going to be the moderator for today's webinar. So, before we start with the webinar, I would like to know little bit about you guys. So, let me know in the chat box that where are you all from? Quickly, let's keep this session interactive. I'm waiting for your response. Yes, we are getting responses. Drop in the chat box from where you are from, like where you are from Gujarat, you are from which country, which state. Okay, sorry. So chat was disabled. You can put in your response right now. Okay, from Canada, Kerala. Okay, great. USA, Singapore, UK, great. India, Uttar Pradesh, India, Greece, Kerala, India, Toronto, France, Paris. Awesome. So we have people joining in from all over the globe. Great. And I assure you guys today that you are going to have a full, insightful session. So without any further ado, let me walk you through what is the today's webinar's agenda. Just give me a second. Yeah. So as you can see, we are going to talk about how to create stunning images with AI. We all have heard this, that visuals speak better than words. We are going to exactly see how to create such visuals for your brand, for your business, for your website that could grab your audience's attention. So for this, we are going to be joined by our speaker, who is the CEO of GravityWrite, Mr. Shyam Sundar, who is going to walk us through this tool and how to create it in more engaging manner and how to utilize it in the fullest potential. So what is going to be the agenda actually? We are going to see how to use that tool, AI image generator, and how to choose the right options for it. There are certain models that you can utilize to create different kind of designs. Like if you want to create book covers, you want to create logo designs, there are certain models that can give you much better output. Plus, there's an option to remove background here itself. As you all know, if there are graphic designers with us, we all know that we have to provide the image in the form of PNG so that it can be utilized at multiple places. That is possible here itself. You don't have to use another tool. You just have to press a single button and your background will be removed. Plus, we are also going to see the various use cases of this tool. As I already said that you could use this tool to create logo, you can use this tool to create a book cover, you can use this tool to create social media posts, your website illustrations, and there are many more options. And the bonus thing that you guys are going to learn today is how to write prompts. You all might have come across that whenever we are searching for an image, we have a visual in our mind, but it is very difficult to find it in the internet, on the web. And that image is actually easy to create if we use AI and if we use the correct prompt for it. That will be discussed here itself. And in the end, we are going to have a Q&A session. So everybody, please feel free to drop in your questions whenever you have it in the chat box. And before we start with the session, I would like to know you guys a little bit more. So can you tell me that which profession you guys are from? Like, are you a business owner, a graphic designer, video editor, a freelancer, email marketer, real estate agent? Nice. We have web designer, soft skill trainer. We have video editor. We have marketing agency experts with us, graphic designers, YouTuber. Great. Nice. We have a doctor who is very curious to learn about this tool. And yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. Python programmer, teacher, engineer, student, photographer. Great. Nice. Great, great, great. So we have from various fields, we have the audiences joining with us. The next question that I would like to ask is that what kind of usage you see, like where you want to use this images, like AI generated images, where you want to use it in your field. Can you drop that down? Okay. Advertising, nice. Okay, social media, great. Marketing leads, social media and blog post, social media marketing, blogs. Okay, Money Solar wants it for blogs. Okay, advertisement, own art business, great. Medical field to teach patient as awareness. Okay, nice. Anime design. Okay, engaging with students, creating video productions, thumbnails. Nice. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for your great response. So, without wasting any further time, without any further ado, let me take the session further, and I would like our CEO Shyam to take forward and lead us with the session. Over to you, Shyam.
Thank you, Jill. So thank you everyone for joining this webinar. So really excited to show you our image generating features in GravityWrite. So everything is clear, right? Jill, audio is clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, everything
Yeah.
is clear.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get started. Okay. So first we are on the GravityWrite screen, and let me introduce what are all the things that we are going to discuss a little bit. So first we are going to learn about the different models. So we have different image models which can generate different types of images. So we are going to go through over them, what kind of images you can generate. And next we are going to see the image examples that we have. So we have made a big list of images that you can generate with our tool. So uh, we are going to go through the examples, and then we are going to uh, generate few of the examples. So for example, the logo, the YouTube thumbnail, book covers, social media posts. So these kind of images we are going to generate, and then we are going to do, uh, let's say you want text in the image, and let's say you get the incorrect text in your image when you do the AI generation. So how to fix that text? So we are going to see that, and we are going to also see how to get consistent characters in your images, and we're going to see how to create your image prompts. So these are things we're going to cover today. So let's get started with our model. So I hope you can see my screen. So this is GravityWrite. So we have divided GravityWrite into different tools here. So for example, on the home screen, you would find the text generation tools. And here we have blog writer, we have text humanizer, chat, and image generator. So right now we are going to go into the image generator, and and so right now here this area is the right now we have divided this into two sections. On the left side, you see this is a place where we enter the prompt, and then here we have few basic controls, and then when you go into advanced, there are few advanced controls. So first, let's look at the basic ones. So first is the aspect ratio. So this would help you change the size of your image that you are going to generate. So if you want a square image, you choose the square. If you are looking for a landscape, like for example a YouTube thumbnail, you would choose landscape. So if you're doing a poster, you choose portrait. So it depends on your what you're going to create. And then we have the quality, standard or HD, and then we have a preset. So preset is something like where you don't have to it kind of makes it easier for you to choose your style. So for example, if you want a realistic image, you choose realistic. If you want a 3D, or if you want something like a illustration, you choose design. If you want 3D, you choose this, and like so on. So if you want text, you would choose this. So these are the basic ones. So as you can see, we already get an example here when you hover over those styles. And so these are the basic features. So, and then when you scroll down here, you can see the different images, different types of images that you can generate. So now when you see on these images, there is a certain text that is given here, which is called as use model. So use model B. So what it means is, to get the exact output that you see in the example, uh, you would have to use the model B. So we'll show you what is model B a little bit. So next, we are going to uh, see how to use these examples. So we have a lot of examples. So here you can also see the categories. So some of the examples have even text on them. So for example, you can see this is a poster with text, and so there are a lot of examples. So more than, I mean, around. So if you see, I think there are more than 150 examples are there right now. And we also have YouTube thumbnails. So this is there. And okay, so let's see how you can use these examples. So we have like two different uh, options here. Like for each and every image example, we have two options. So let's say you want to like just generate the whatever you see in this thumbnail. So if you want to just generate the same image, you would click use prompt and it will just load the prompt here. So, and then you can choose any option you want, any aspect ratio you want. And so for example, here it says use model B. So let's just generate directly. So I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to keep design, and I'm going to generate this. So what it will give you is, in the first option, you're not going to customize the prompt. Like you're just going to, whatever prompt was used to generate that example, you're going to use the same prompt and then generate again. So here you can see. So there might be slight changes. So every time AI would generate slightly differently, but you sort of get the same image. So uh, so this is without any change, you are going to generate the image. So just to see how it generates. So you do this just to see how it generates. So next, let's try to edit it. So I'm going to say uh, customize prompt. So instead of last time I used use prompt, now I'm going to say customize prompt. So this time what it will happen is, it will kind of highlight the places where I need to change. So for example, here it says subject and their appearance, and then here it says text. So this means I have to give the text that needs to be on the image. So I will say happy Halloween, and here I have to say the subject. So this time let it be a cat in a cute sweater. So let's try generating again. So basically, when you click customize prompt, it lets you, you will get a kind of like a fill in the blanks to uh, fill in the blanks to the prompt. So you'll be able to get the design you want with your own content. So that's the idea behind it. So right now we got this image. So it says happy Halloween, and we got the cat. So so this is the basic demo of how you can use the image generator. Now let's go into the advanced part. So we'll go back to the examples. So right now we have selected the design, right? So now if you can You can go into advanced. So there are different models that are there. So each model is good for a specific use case. So if you want to have any kind of text in your image, you need to go with model B. So this is the model which can get very accurate text inside your images. And if you want the best, most realistic image possible, you go with model A. And if you want any kind of graphics, illustrations, all of these, both of these models can do graphics and illustrations, but this model is particularly suitable only for the graphics and illustrations. So yeah, I'll go with model B now. And each model, inside the model, we have different styles for each model. So it'll kind of vary between models. So some models might not have the styles. Some models will have the styles. So here you can see we have general, which means depending on the prompt, it will generate the image. But you also have very specific ones. So as you can see here, so the design one looks like an kind of a poster or an illustration. So if you want it to be like a poster, you choose design. If you want it to be realistic, you choose realistic. If you want it to be a 3D, it will be this 3D. So now so let's try realistic. I think we tried the same prompt with design last time. So let's try realistic now. So I believe because we said mentioned in the prompt that it has to be like a poster illustration. We still got an illustration here. So if we had just mentioned a cartoon happy cute cat in a cute sweater Halloween with the text. So if I remove these and try to generate, we should get a realistic image. Yeah. So as you can see, we got a realistic cat. So that's the options that we have got here. And you can, if like you can try these settings yourself once and see like what kind of images it generates. So let's try 3D as well. So 3D should give you something like a Pixar kind of a image. So you can see it's a 3D pumpkin and a 3D cat. So yeah, so you can use this for many kind of situations. So you could use it for a social media post and many other cases. Like there are a lot of use cases for this. So we are going to look at some of the use cases. So first one is going to be like is going to be logo design. So you can create logos. So we have a specific category just for the logos. So we have different styles of logos. So for example, here you can see the signature. So here you can see the signature type, and we have different logos like logos with text, without text. So all of those types of logos is there. So let me try this. Yeah, it's a pretty elaborate one. So let's try this. So I'm trying this blue color. So I'm going to keep it as model B and general. So the image generation would take like around 10 seconds. So I think model A would be a faster one. So yeah, we got a logo here. So now let's say you're trying to generate some text like this in your image, but you don't get the right text, or you don't get the right kind of font for it, but you like the logo. So let's say you want to just edit the text. So there is a way to do it. So we just download the image and then we go to Canva. So let's add a new page and let's bring in the image that we generated into Canva. Okay, so and then in Canva, we have an edit option where you have an option called as grab text. So when you click grab text, it would just ask us to select the text that you want to grab, and then you click grab. And then now you can actually edit the text. So you could, if you want to capitalize this, you can say, you can capitalize it. So gravity image, if you want to add something, you can add. So any issues with your text or any changes you want to make to your text, you can make it here. So you could also change the font to a different one. Just an example. So you can see how it can work. But you do have to remember that this would be a premium feature in Canva. So so if you want to use this, you would have to be on the plan on the Canva. Yeah, but there are other ways if you don't want to grab the text. So you could probably uh, you know remove the text part and you could add your own. So for example, you could just bring your own text element, just get the icon alone from GravityWrite, and then add your text here. So this is possible. Okay. So we have seen how you can edit the text. So in case there is any um, inconsistencies in the text output that you received. Okay. Okay. And then next we have the background removal option. So now let's say if you want to place this image in a like a dark background. So let's say you get a you have a background like this, and we will, so if you want to use your logo that you generated in GravityWrite on a website or an image which has a dark background, so you generally have this kind of an issue where the logo looks like it's inside a box. So to avoid that, we can just click remove background, and that would be removing the background, the white layer that was there, and then you would get the just the logo. So now you can see the difference, how this is. So this would help in getting, I mean, not just for the logos, for any image you want to, let's say if it is a character image and you want to remove the background of the character, you could use the remove background feature. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Next, let's see the YouTube thumbnail creator. So we have different examples here. So for example, here, this is another different style of image. We have another style here. So it has a lot of fields that you have to fill. So we are bringing another feature where you could get an AI to write these uh, these fill in the blanks. So basically, so you just enter a simple, let's say your video title. So right, we have so we'll go back to the home page and we will search for YouTube prompt. One second, YouTube image. Okay, so probably we would make this live, but the tool is right here. So for example, you could enter your video title. So for example, it could be like um, okay, 10 benefits of using coconut oil. So we enter our YouTube title, and then there are three different styles here that you can generate. So the first one I'm generating the first one and the second one. So let's see how this looks. So this is a different style, and this will be another style. So I'm going to copy the first prompt and then put it into I'm going to remove all of these. So remove all of these, put it into uh, because we already got everything with the AI. So let's generate this. So you can see we got a YouTube thumbnail with the text that we gave, and uh, this is our you would be able to find this tool when you search for it here. We will make it live very soon. So when you search for YouTube generator, and you open the particular tool, you open the tool and you would get it here, and then you simply enter your YouTube video title, and then you click save, and we have three different styles of images here. So we just generated the first style. So you can try the second style as well, and then you get the prompt first, and then you copy this prompt, put it into the image generator, and uh, and then you use model B because it has text in the image. We use model B, and then I selected the general option, and then I click generated, and you can see we got a YouTube thumbnail, which can be used as your video thumbnail. So it's pretty amazing. Like this is something which a graphic designer would have to do for you, which we're able to get it with AI. So yeah, so let's try the next one. So I'm copying the next image and putting it here. Yeah. So here you can see we got it in a different style. So this time the person's face is not there, but we got the text with a like a thumbnail without the person's face. So yeah, so this is another style, and you can also use this. So right now, because we selected the aspect ratio as 16:9, we are getting in a rectangle, which is suitable for YouTube. But if you're using it for, let's say, uh, like a social media, you can choose a different ratio or a size. So the same image you could use for social media as well. And let's go into examples. So you could also do book covers in the same way. So when we click customize, you can see we can have a book cover design. So for example, here uh, we have the characters. So Which bike? So because it's a book cover, I'm going to choose portrait, and I'm going to go into model and choose general. So as you can see, we got the book cover image. Okay. So yeah, so a lot of examples are there. We can go through them. So these examples actually kind of give you an idea like what the uh, AI is able to do. So we have very different types of images that is possible, and there are very lot of use cases. Like for example, if you are someone who is doing blogs, this prompt can give you the blog images. So because of time constraint, I'm not generating each and every image. But if you need images for your blog, you could use this. And for posters, you could use this. And if you're making any kind of children's cartoons or children's books, you could use these. Uh, there are different varieties like 3D normal ones. So different varieties are there, and these patterns are there. So a lot of things. Especially if you are someone who is designing your website, and if you need the icons or the illustrations for to match with your content. So for example, so uh, so for example, you would see these kind of illustrations often in your in websites. So for example, here you can see an website section where you would need an illustration for this. So these kind of illustrations you could generate in GravityWrite and then add them along with your text. Yeah. And we are bringing a feature for, yeah, these are another examples. So you can, if you're having a physical product, you can generate the product images using these examples. And if you are generating uh, any kind of t-shirt or stickers, t-shirt designs, if you're selling t-shirts and doing custom t-shirts, you could design those t-shirt uh, patterns that you get with these examples. And so, and we are bringing a new feature, which is it's an upcoming feature for GravityWrite images, where uh, you could upload your product. So let's say you have your own product, a physical product. It could be like, let's say, a pot, I mean, your custom designed product. So it could be a pen or pot or anything. So you could take photos of those product, take a photo of the product, upload it into GravityWrite, and GravityWrite will train on that image. And then you could ask a prompt saying like, a person is holding your product. So and you get that image where uh, whatever physical product you had with you in person. So without doing any kind of photo shoot in a studio with a model, you could generate high quality images as if it was shot in a studio just with the AI. And you could prompt any way. So you could say, I'm holding the product, or let's say I'm using the product. So all of those things can be generated with the trained image. So that is upcoming. So we don't have a specific time, but we are actively working on it. And we also have another tool where you can train on your own face, and you can generate the YouTube thumbnail or any image with your own face. So that is also in under development. So yeah, so I'll quickly go over the remix option. So we have a remix option. So let's say uh, a, a rabbit walking in the street. So you can choose. I'm going to choose the design option. So yeah, I think we got a back image. So let me try. I mean, I'll try to generate the story itself. So here we have a tool called as a kids storybook generator. So I'm gonna just fill this. So this particular tool, kids storybook generator, it will by giving a small kind of an input, like just giving a one line or one sentence story, it can generate the entire storybook. So I'm gonna say early readers. So we want 2 characters, 10 pages. So we get both the content for the storybook and also the image, the prompt for the image. So once we get this, so let it stop generation. So we got the story and the images for the 10 pages. So once we get the image content, so we can copy this image prompt, go into our image generator. So we're now on the image generator. So we copy the prompt, image prompt alone, and put it on the image generator, and we select the aspect ratio we want. So I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to go here, model B, and I'm going to choose design. So you can see that we got this kind of an image. So let's say because it's a storybook, you want the character to be consistent across all the pages of your story. So if you want to generate the uh, next uh, if you want to generate the image for the next page of your book, what you would do is you would say remix. So you want the same character. So you would say remix, and then you would say you would just change the you would not change anything about the character. So illustration of the young boy with the short hair. So whatever describes the character's feature, you would not edit that, but you would say something like, so he's watching a colorful go-kart race on a TV screen. So let's say he's building a go-kart car in his room. So last time it was watching TV, and then now I'm saying he's wearing a red T-shirt. I mean the features are the same, but now I've said building a go-kart car in his room. So yeah. So here you would see like the previous image has been added as an input here. So that the character would be similar. So let's generate it again. Okay. So you can see a little bit there are some changes, but we have got somewhat of a similar kind of image. So we are still this feature is still in the works. We are trying to improve on this, but for for a more simpler kind of images, this would be more. You would be able to use it. Like if let's say the details are um, maybe lesser, you would get consistent images. So main thing to remember is you would not change any features about the person. So you just edit the action alone, and you would be getting the similar looking images. So at least if you see in this image, the colors have been consistent. So and the action has been different. So this would be able you will be able to build a story with it. So again, this is also an improvement to this feature is still is in development, and that one should give you extremely consistent images. So you'll be able to get images. Let me show you the images type of images that you can get with it. So here you can see the first image. So you can see that these two characters. The second image, the same characters are here. Next image. So you can create books where the characters are consistent across multiple images. So this is a feature that we have been uh, working work in progress. So yeah, so that's the end of uh, my session here. So we will go to Jill for the Q and A's. Yeah.
Thank you, Shyam, for such an insightful session. Let's move on to the Q&A. So I would like you all to drop in your questions so that we can address to your questions. Meanwhile, we have certain questions that we have got. The first question that we have got is, how do I generate an image for a book cover?
Okay. Okay. I think we already saw the that process. But anyway, I'll repeat it once again. So for the book cover, what you would do is you'd go into the examples, and we have a lot of book cover templates. So we have a separate category here. So you have different book covers. So you can see here, there's a particular example given here, and there's another example. And we have a vintage Disney book cover, we have children's book cover, and all of these examples are there. So you would click customize prompt, and you would enter your book title. So wherever it says the blue highlights or the brackets, you would enter your author name, book title, subtitle, and with that, it should generate your book cover.
Okay. The next question that we have is that how to increase the image limit? Is there any add-ons to it?
How to increase?
The image limit.
Yeah. So right now, the image limit is it depends on the plan that you're on. So we have two plans, starter and pro. So each plan has a specific amount of images. But if you want to get more images, you can contact our support team, and they'll help you with increasing your image count. It will be some
Great.
additional payment for the images.
Okay, great. The other question that we have is that is there a provision that we can upload an image and AI can generate similar design logos?
Yes, actually, the remix option is for that. Right now, the remix option can be done only after you have generated an image. You can't upload your own image and remix that, but it will be coming soon. But you can generate once, and you can try to uh, remix that logo and create another one.
Yeah. The other question that we have is that if they want to create image for kids coloring book, then how can they do it?
Yeah, again, we have the examples. So we have specific uh, examples. So when you go to the examples page, you can do a Control F. If you do Control F, and you can say, so you should be on the all image styles. And then now if you can say coloring book. So we have coloring book images, multiple coloring book images. You can use these, and you can click customize and edit these to create the coloring books.
Okay. So another question that we are having is that we have shown that we are working on consistent images. So they are asking that till how much time they can expect this feature to launch.
Uh, it would be minimum of 30 days. So probably 30 to 45 days.
So in 1 to 2 months, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another question that we are having is that the model feature developed or not right now?
What do you mean by model feature?
I think they are getting confused about the model A, model B, model C.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
right now in the
Those,
gravity, right?
yeah, those three models are right now in GravityWrite, so you can check it out.
Uh, the another question that the confusion that they are having is that we talked about the product image or adding our own face to gravity, right? So, uh, so is it a future enhancement for the trained image, or is this available right now?
That is a future enhancement.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole training part, adding your own images and getting and training a custom model on that. It is in progress.
Okay. I think we have covered plenty of questions right now. Guys, if you have another questions, do let us know. We are here to address. And till then, I think we can show one more use case, Shyam, so that
Okay.
they can get a more idea about our tool.
Okay. So, for example, let's do something like a social media post. So we'll go to our regular tools. So, and we'll go into social media, and let's say uh, we'll do a Twitter post, and let's say we are running an offer, summer sale. Uh, 40% off till May 2025. Actually, we should try this in the um, image generator.
We can show
So
an example of more realistic one. As
more
we have
realistic
shown
one.
designs, yeah,
Ah,
as we have
okay.
shown designs, so we can, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you, anytime you want to have a good image prompt, you could take help of the chat. So you would say something like, create an image prompt for my uh, social media post. So I'll say the image needs to be realistic. Okay. So I think probably didn't get. Okay. Okay. I'll try. Okay. So why not just directly put it inside the thing itself? So let's try how it comes. So and again, if you wanted text, this would not be the right model. So you have to go here. It was in model A actually, so which can do realism, but it can't do text. So if you want both realism and text, you would go into model B and you choose the realistic option, or maybe the general option. So both can do realistic. So let's try. So you can see we got a social media post we could use, and we can say uh, uh, shirts. So let's try it. So these are some things which the AI can do for you. So you don't have to. So you would have to just give your content, and the AI would write the prompt for you. So I'll show you the work in progress. So you can see. So yeah. So this would be better done with the examples. So if you are doing the prompting by hand, like I'm doing now, it would be a back and forth. So that is why we have examples, and we also have this new feature that I'm going to show you. So uh, yeah. So right now the the thing that we didn't have is, like, let's say if you are having a prompt where you have to fill in a lot of these fill in the blanks, right? Like, what if you wanted to do it with AI? So that is what we are bringing in here. So when we click create image, it would just ask you, uh, just give me the details. So let's say if it is a social media post, just tell me like what kind of content that you want. So you just give the content that you want, and when you click the create image, first it would generate the prompt with the AI, and then it would generate the image. So for example, so here it would write the prompt first, and then you would get multiple options for the uh, the text prompts. So you'll get multiple text prompts, and then you can go ahead and generate the image. So that would give you a much quicker result actually compared to uh, like if you writing the own image. So we could say something like this. Um, so if this is the thing, I can say create a social media post promoting the so something like this. So this is something you would have to give the a lot of inputs to get a image. So the yeah. So here you can see, but still like this one is missing the face. So getting both of it, we would need a help with the AI. So I would suggest uh, doing the image prompt, generating the image prompt with these kind of tools first, and then uh, keeping it in and then putting the prompt here for the generating the image. And the upcoming tool would let you like right from the example itself, it would uh, take care of the prompting in the same UI itself. You don't have to go back and forth to another UI to generate the prompt. So it would generate the prompt right here, and you would generate the image right here. So that's the upcoming feature.
Okay, nice. The last question that we have for today is that do we have any guidance manual like a video or image for GravityWrite features that it offers?
Actually, yeah. So first, I'll show you where you can get the guidance. So, for example, whenever you are in the um, these prompting tools. So, for example, these are all text generation tools. So, any tool that you're in. So, if you want to know what it can do or how to use it, you just click on this question mark here, and it will tell you like what kind of text you should give and what output you would get. So you see a instant example of how it works, and you also have complete guide here. And similar to this, we are uh, adding these user guides to all the tools. So when you come into the image generation, yeah, so we would be so here you can see like we have given some of the guidance right here, and we are in the process of adding like more in-depth guides. So like you see uh, for the text generation, similar to that, we are in the process of adding the guides for all the tools, and those guides would show up in the help section. So for example, right now we have added for the WordPress we are having a few uh, articles as of now, but we are in the process of adding more.
Okay. Plus, we also have a YouTube channel where they can have a video guidance too for Gravity, right?
Yeah. So we have
Uh,
a channel just for GravityWrite where you can uh, see all the new features that's coming up. So maybe we can share the link to the channel.
yeah, we will be sharing the link of the channel here in the chat box itself. Yes. So I think that's it for today. We have had a very great and insightful session and an in-depth session on how to create images using AI. Thanks, Shyam, for such a wonderful session. And if you would like to give your any final thoughts about it, so please share with us.
Yeah. So the right now our uh, so when we started the product, we started with uh, the text generation tools like creating content for different areas, like for example, social media, blog, uh, and different types of text content that you would need. And then now we are slowly branched out into image generation as well. And we are doing like a lot of exciting things in the image generation, as you would see in the coming months. So we hope I hope you liked it, what you saw, and I would ask you to stay tuned for all the upcoming features as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shyam. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And as Shyam told, we are coming up with more exciting features with AI image generation and in GravityWrite itself. So stay tuned with us. And thank you all.